Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the British Ninja Championships, hosted here at HC Fit Ninja Gym in Liverpool. This is a huge championship event hosted by Ninja Sport UK and British Obstacle Sports, as we look at our various competitors getting ready to compete in today's competition. This comp hosted by the wonderful Henry Cookey, aka the Cookie Monster, a Ninja Warrior UK veteran, as we look at the wonderful prizes that are in store for the 3 men and the 3 women that can make it onto the podium for today's competition. Here's how it works. We've got 3 stages. Every competitor will step up to take on the first stage. We have 42 runners. They have 7 obstacles to beat within a 90-second time limit, and the top 30 out of the 42 will advance. The top 25 male competitors and the top 5 female competitors. As we move on to our first competitor, Chris Miller Glover, a local lad who trains regularly in HC Fit Gym here in Liverpool, as he makes his way nicely over the steps, the first obstacle, and then up the wall onto the balance section. You can take any route you like here, as long as you keep your balance and don't fall off. Make your way to the third obstacle, where you've got a split decision here. You can take the hard option or the easier option. Looks like he's going for the harder option. He's going to take the ring swing and then jump for the cliffhanger ledge, as he's building up his momentum, trying to get himself facing the right way. He goes for the jump and he lands it nicely. Now across the cliffhanger to the cannonballs and the monkey pegs. Gets on it. Oh, he almost loses it there on the monkey peg, but he's still hanging on. Chris showing pretty solid grip strength here. Just about gets to the other monkey peg. Can he make the dismount to the pommel horse? Yes, he can. 30 seconds left as he goes for the jumping bars. Makes the first jump nicely, but now he's got the bigger second jump, which he also gets. Now got to dismount to the tire on his left. And now for the final obstacle, the walk to wall, up the middle wall, grab the bar, pull yourself up, hit the button, the klaxon sounds. But Chris, our first man up, makes it to the finish line, finishing with 8.5 seconds left on the clock. A great start and a great performance by Chris. He looks tired, but he's happy to finish. As we move on to contestant number 2, Tim Levins. I should also actually at this early stage point out that this competition has been filmed by myself and my 2 fellow competitors, Martin Bamber and Ash Perkins. We've all so I've got to give a good shout out to them. So if we lose sight of the competitors or the camera angles maybe isn't showing the full everything that's happening on the course in that specific moment. Of course, got to remember that we are doing this of our own accord, so it's not going to be foolproof. As Tim looked like he was going to go for the hard option, but now he's going to take the easier option, which is to go for the low rings. And I really have to emphasize how low these are to the ground. Cannot touch the floor deliberately or the crash mat. But his slightly shorter height has worked to his advantage as he makes his way up and across onto the cliffhanger ledge. There is a cliffhanger ledge on each side of that indentation as he grabs for the cannonballs. Is he going to go for the dismount? No, he's going to grab the monkey pegs, but has he got the grip to hold on? No, he hasn't. Tim drops out on the 4th obstacle. Actually, it might have been the 5th obstacle. Yes, sorry, the cliffhanger does count as its own obstacle. As we move on to Harrison Daly. This is one of the younger rising stars in the ninja scene here in the UK. And he's a pretty fast guy, I'm not going to lie. Expect him to zoom through this course, although he is taking his time a little bit here on the balance. He's going to probably go for the cliffhanger jump. He skips out the bananas, goes right for the ring. He takes one swing for the cliffhanger and makes it nicely. The cannonballs, he's moving across these quickly as well. We got across these very quickly, actually, and takes the dismount nicely. This time limit, 90 seconds. If you're moving at a fast pace, this can be quite lenient. And he makes the jumps very nicely landed on the tire. And he beats half time. He finishes the course with more than 45 seconds left on the clock. Yes, as I say, if you can move at a super fast pace, you can have plenty of time to spare on this course. But of course, the 90-second time limit is there for everybody, so we'll see plenty of competitors probably using that full time limit. As we now move on to Sam Jackson, our fourth competitor of the day. This is one of the True Function regular goers, Dion Trigg's gym based in Swindon. He's a regular goer there, so he is well versed in practicing on these ninja obstacles as he makes the cliffhanger jump nicely. He's been to a couple of competitions here at HC Fit, but he's looking to have that breakout performance in one of these comps. He nicely makes the dismount. He's also moving at a pretty fast pace as he goes for the monkey bars. Can he make the big jump? Yes, he can. Goes for the dismount on the tire, up the warped wall. This should be no problem for him. And he finishes with over 37 seconds left on the clock. Nice job by Sam. Another solid performance. And if we keep this up, that leaderboard is going to fill up very quickly as we move on to Rob Graham. This is also a good opportunity for me to show off these hero cards. Henry asked several competitors that confirmed that they were going to be competing in this comp if they'd like hero cards made up, basically, you know, little stats and facts about each individual person. So not every competitor has got them, but you'll see these with several guys if you want to look at them just to get some cool little bits of information. Rob, I have to say, this is a little bit of a blast from the past. This guy is he's struggling a little bit. It looks like he's going to abandon ship on the hard option, and he's going to go for the easier option. That has cost him a little bit of time, though. Rob is a real blast from the past competitor. He used to compete quite a lot back in the day, on mainly at the True Function competitions at Dion's old gym when he was based in Stroud. I've personally not bumped into Rob for a good 4.5 years. So it's great to see him back. I think he dropped off the scene a little bit, but it's great to see him getting back into Ninja now, competing here in the National Ninja Championships. And he's doing pretty well so far, it has to be said. He's also part of the contingent that's based in the southwest, sort of Devon, Cornwall way, alongside a veteran in Corbin Mackin, as Rob makes his way up the warped wall. And he finishes with 12.75 seconds left on the clock. Ignore the camera. It might look every so often at the timer, but I can confirm that the time in the top right corner is the official time. Because this is official championships, we've got plenty of official timers and referees and judges to confirm everything. Here is Ash Perkins, a Ninja UK veteran, one of the original competitors that competed in Season 1 and has been involved in Ninja for over 7 years now in the UK. He was also a course tester for last season's Ninja Warrior UK series. Obviously, Race for Glory. If I call it Season 6, I might vary between calling it Season 6 and Race for Glory, but he was involved as a course tester. Ash is working off of an injury, though, it should be said. He can't remember if it was his ankle or his Achilles. He absolutely got caught up in a horrible accident whilst he was course testing that he's still recovering from, so he's not 100% here. But he's making his way, going for the cliffhanger jump, and Ash misses it! Oh, Ash takes an early dive on the cliffhanger jump. That is disappointing for Ash, but still a great effort nonetheless. As we move on to our first female competitor of the day, Nikki Skrian. Do hope I haven't botched the pronunciation of that surname, Nikki. I do apologize. This is another one of our stars from last year's series, The Race for Glory. She's a 3-time competitor. She's been in seasons 3, 5, and 6. With the Race for Glory last year, easily being her breakout performance, making it to the grand finals as one of the top 8 female competitors. believe she went out on the 5th obstacle in the grand finals. She's having a little bit of trouble here with the rings, getting a little bit tangled. You can see just how close to the floor you are. Really disrupts your ability to swing, but Nikki is powering through. She is starting to run out of time a little bit though. Less than 30 seconds. She's only just making her way across the cliffhanger, using her legs nicely there on the pole. The cannonballs. We're really seeing just how solid Nikki's grip strength is here. She's trying to get the dismount, which she has done, but she's only got 10 seconds left. I don't think she's going to be able to finish the course in time. Is she going to go for the jumping bars? The time's running down. The klaxon's running out. The clock hits 0. Nikki is out of time as she gets onto the bars, and I think she's just been told that the clock has run out. Still a solid performance that puts her obviously top of the leaderboard for the female runners so far. So we now move on to Marcin Brainiac, who, as you can see there on the hero card, is an amateur competitor, but looking to get his first taste of ninja competition here at the championships. Keep an eye on that right knee, which is heavily strapped. Hopefully that is not going to cause him too many problems. Obviously, as an amateur, not really a lot to say about this guy. But let's see if he can finish the course. He goes for the easier option on the low rings. With a very nice reach, he gets across using just one of the rings. That is a solid technique there. Now for the cliffhanger ledges, he's got a cross grip. That's a big reach for the cannonballs, but he has the strength to hold it. Can he get the dismount? Yes, he can. Another nice move. Not the fastest we've seen, but he is getting the job done, and that is all that matters. Of course, depending on how fast you finish this course will impact when you run on stage 2, if you obviously qualify. But ultimately, finishing is the priority for our competitors here, as he goes for a low grab on the walked wall, but still gets up and still beats the klaxon. Nice job from Marcin. Brilliant performance there. As we move on to Adam Elliott, this was one of the new breakout stars that competed in last year's season on the Race for Glory. Adam did make it to the second round as well. He got through his first round. I believe he beat Alec Doyle, who is another well-known obstacle enthusiast, obstacle competitor. He made it to the second round, got knocked out in the second round during the Race for Glory against the Elite Ninja. But it's great to see him here back competing in the Ninja Championships, as he's going to go for the cliffhanger jump. Just building up the momentum. Having a little bit of trouble getting it, but he goes for it. But he can't hold it. Adam is out on the cliffhanger jump. We'll have to wait and see if that is good enough to keep him on the leaderboard as we reach Dean Cheatham, Retro Dino, the gamer, the ninja, the man with the impeccable the impeccable pecs, it has to say, which he's decided to get out for this this stage 1 run. And of course, a Ninja Warrior UK veteran, 3-time competitor, and a man that we saw in the Race for Glory series last year. No trouble for him on the cliffhanger jump. Got it in one swing, moving smoothly through. And the monkey bars as well. This is a rock solid time. It's probably going to be the fastest time so far. Finishing the course in just 32.5 seconds. That is phenomenal stuff by Dean. And that puts him, as I say, top of the leaderboard so far. Next up, we have Tommy Matthews. Another competitor who, like Adam, had his breakout performance, or his breakout ninja performance in the Race for Glory last year. It was his first season. Did get knocked out in the first round by Corbin Mackin, who is, of course, a ninja veteran. And unfortunately, Corbin could not be here for these championships, still recovering from his broken neck. But Tommy is despite being a newer competitor in the ninja scene, he is a rock-solid rock climber, super experienced rock climber that's now taken up ninja. And you're seeing just how fast and how strong he is. He's not going to beat Dean's time, but he's going to be not very far behind it at all. Finishing the course with almost 54 seconds left on the clock. Brilliant stuff by Tommy. That performance putting him just behind Dean in second place on the leaderboard. As we move on to our next competitor, Matthew Jones, the Welsh Dragon. Matthew is another long-time ninja competitor. I've known him for a few years. A really great guy. Got so much time to say good things about Matthew. And he had his breakout performance in the Race for Glory last year, making it to the grand finals, one of the top 8 male competitors. On a well-deserved breakout performance. But Matthew goes out on the cliffhanger. No, that is a shock early exit for Matthew. Unbelievable stuff there. Bad luck to him. But now we're going to move on to Victor. I almost said Mike. It is Mike. Victor Mikhailov. He's going to finish this course before I can actually pronounce his name. The Russian beast who practically lives at home here at HC Fit. This is his local gym. And I think if you asked Henry, he'd probably tell you that if he had the option, Victor would probably spend every waking moment here at HC Fit. And you're seeing that as he absolutely demolishes the course with almost a minute left on the clock. That is the fastest time so far. I could barely say 2 things about Victor. He was that quick. Next up, we have Mila Stanzani, our next female competitor who you saw there competed in the Race for Glory in Season 6 as Mila goes out on the first obstacle. Oh, that is gutting for Mila. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That is bad luck to her. Let's hope that Jacob can get us back on track. The showman, the ninja showman, and another ninja veteran. 3-time competitor, also competing in seasons 3, 5, and the Race for Glory. Making it to the grand finals, actually, in stage 2 of the grand finals in seasons 3 and 5. Jacob is a man who is super confident in his abilities as he makes a very classy dismount onto the pommel horse there. Moving very quickly across the monkey bars, onto the tire, up the warped wall, and that gets us back on track. Brilliant performance there by Jacob. Next up, we have Nathan Gardner. I almost said Gardner. Gardner. I apologize for botching some of these surnames. Don't know what's going on today. Nathan is another man who we saw for the first time last year in the Race for Glory, and another competitor who also qualified from the first round, going out in the second round against the Elite Ninja, much like Adam. But can he beat the cliffhanger? He's having a little bit of trouble getting the swing going. Keeps losing it, going back and forth. But he looks pretty good now. He goes for it. Oh, he almost had it. He almost had it, but he just lost it at the end. And that's another competitor down on the cliffhanger jump. We're seeing just how tough this cliffhanger is. As we move on to Jacob Jackson, another amateur competitor looking to get some ninja experience by competing here in the championships. And based on his hero card there, someone that we are hopefully going to see plenty more of in future ninja competitions. But let's see how he will fare here in the championships. He's going for the lower option. Looks like he's lining himself up for a big swing, but he almost loses it there, gets a little bit tangled. Gets away with it though. Making his way up onto the cliffhanger. He's got a reverse grip here. Wisely using his feet, but he can't hold it. Jacob goes down on the cannonballs. Bad luck to him, but that was a pretty fast performance we saw from him here. He got to Got to that obstacle very quickly, putting him in 10th place currently on the leaderboard. Next up, we have Luke Allen, the Ninja Cameraman. Another, like Ash, another veteran who competed all the way back in Season 1. And he was also in the very first episode ever of Ninja Warrior UK. And as I say, alongside Ash, one of the people filming this competition. So he makes his way across the balance obstacles, taking his time a little bit as he goes for the rings. Getting himself set up, lowering himself down. He's moving across, but he's swinging in the wrong direction. He's lost his swing a little bit there. Now he's just trying to hang on. Trying not to touch anything. His feet are very close to the crash mat there. He's making his way across. Can he reach the pole? Yes, he can. But, oh no, he's put his feet down on the crash mat and he is out on the rings. He got himself in a tangle. He just got himself stuck. Didn't have his swing. He was swinging, but swinging in the complete wrong direction. And then he lost it and was just left hanging there. Next up, we have Alex Gregg. Another of our female competitors. She makes her way nicely through the steps, quickly across the balance obstacles. We haven't seen any of our female athletes go for the cliffhanger jump so far, and Alex is not going to do that either. She's going to go for the rings as well. She also is having a little bit of trouble with the swing there, but she's managing to correct it pretty well. Can she get her feet on the pole? Ooh, yeah. No, she had it, but she's lost it. And she loses her grip. Another competitor down on the low rings. We're seeing that those rings are a little bit treacherous if you get yourself stuck. But now we can move on to Ali Hay, a Ninja UK veteran, a Ninja UK star, the only competitor to have competed in 4 consecutive seasons of Ninja Warrior UK, competing in seasons 3, 4, 5, and the Race for Glory. And of course, he is one of only 2 UK competitors to have competed in Sasuke, with himself competing in Sasuke 37, making it to the last obstacle, the warped wall. As Ali makes his way nicely off the cannonballs to the pommel horse, quickly onto the monkey bars, quickly off of them. A little bit of a misswing there, but he's still fine. Up the warped wall, no problem, and Ali finishes the course with over 55 seconds left on the clock, and he even has time to do a little dance as well. Brilliant stuff from Ali there, as we have come to expect. Next up, we have Chris DiStefano, another Ninja UK veteran and one of the most rock-solid competitors competing in the UK. His grip is one of the best out there. We've seen him for many years destroying the courses on comps, and he is another competitor who has had success in Ninja Warrior UK in seasons 3, season 5 actually. He made it to stage 3, going out on the cliffhanger. But last year in the Race for Glory, we saw a shock early exit for Chris on stage, on the first round. But Chris is not going to have a shock early exit here. He crushes the course with almost 52 seconds left on the clock. Next up, we have Ramunas. I'll be honest, a guy I didn't really know a lot about before these championships. But I do know that he is a veteran OCR competitor. He's one of the guys who's stepping up for the British obstacle sports side of the field. So not super well versed in ninja stuff or ninja comps, but a super experienced competitor in the world of obstacle racing, as you're seeing right now with how quickly and effectively he is beating these obstacles. Nice dismount there for the pommel horse. Now for the monkey bars. nicely over the first one. Can he make the bigger second jump as he builds up his momentum? Yes, he's got it. Dismount nice and smooth. The warped wall, easy peasy. And that is a solid time from Ramunas. Next up, we have Lindsay Young, another of our star female competitors, a two-time Ninja Warrior UK competitor who we saw have her breakout success in the Race for Glory. She was one of the top 8 female competitors making it to the grand finals. Not without some personal injury along the way. She sustained... as any of the UK, well, as any of the well-known UK competitors know, picked up a black eye after her performance in the first round and got an unfortunate, not really a reputation, but an unfortunate following of causing herself injuries running the course last year in the Race for Glory. But she's looking to avoid any injuries here today, as she's a little bit stuck on the rings, but she gets her feet. Ooh, come on, Lindsay. She's stuck hanging here on the ring. She can't get her feet wrapped around the pole. She gets it now, but that has cost her a lot of time. Can she make it across the cliffhanger? She's facing the other way, but she manages to get a hold on the cannonball. She's hanging on, but she loses her grip, and Lindsay drops out on the cannonballs. Unfortunate stuff. I think she lost a lot of time and a lot of strength there on the rings. We'll have to wait and see if that performance holds up to get her in the top 5. Next up, we have Callum Bradbury, another of the younger ninja competitors, and is a regular goer here to HC Fit competitions. Not based in Liverpool, but regularly shows up to compete here in the comps in Liverpool. So you can see his good friend Luke Allen there, trying to tell him what to not do on the rings so that he doesn't fall here the way Luke did. Cam's going for a big swing, and it looks like it's worked. Although he's... Ooh, okay, he had his grip. He had a grip with his feet, but oh no, he's touched the floor! No, Callum! It looked like Callum had it. He got a really good swing. He got his feet wrapped around the pole, but then he just lost it. That is unfortunate. Next up, we have Nick Underwood, a.k.a. Superman. And if you're wondering why I'm calling him Superman, it's because of this wonderfully colourful costume that he's wearing to compete today. Nick is another of the True Function goers who trains regularly at True Function. One of the newer faces in the ninja scene. Hasn't got too many competitions under his belt, but a super solid competitor nonetheless. You saw on his hero card there, he is an experienced athlete, not so much in ninja, but he wants to become an experienced competitor in ninja, and he's showing that right now. So he makes his way up the warped wall, and Superman destroys the course with over 50 seconds left on the clock. Next up, we have Imi Hales, another competitor who I believe is making her first appearance in a ninja comp of any kind. Certainly her first appearance here at HC Fit, but she had a breakout appearance competing in Race for Glory last year, where she made it to the final stage tower, the rope climb, to win the whole competition, and ended up coming in second place overall amongst the female athletes in Season 6. So plenty of eyes will be on her here as she makes a very clever move across the rings. She didn't even need to swing with her feet. She just had the momentum from being able to reach for the third ring. Makes her way across the cliffhanger to the cannonballs. Even though she's not super experienced in ninja, she is clearly a phenomenally strong athlete. Going for the monkey bars now. Very nicely for the first jump, but now she needs the momentum for the second jump, which she also handles very nicely. Now for the warped wall. She gets up it nicely and finishes with almost 20 seconds left on the clock. And she is our first female competitor to finish stage 1. Brilliant stuff from Imi. Next up, we have David Miller Glover. I presume the brother of our very first competitor, Chris. Another, like Chris, another competitor who is a regular goer here at HC Fit. So this is home territory for him. But can he deliver? Well, he makes the cliffhanger jump with just one swing. Going for the cannonballs. Very calm dismount there. The monkey bars. Moving a lot faster than his brother did. That's going to have some bragging rights over his brother with this performance as he goes for the warped wall, throws himself up it, and finishes the course in just over 42 seconds. That is a super fast performance there to put him in 8th place. But speaking of super fast performances, we're probably about to see one here from Hollis Lansford. As you may have seen on his hero card there, he is the only person to have beaten a stage 3 in a HC Fit competition. He is another one of the young, rising future stars here in the UK. And despite being so young, he is clearly an unbelievably, phenomenally strong competitor. To be the only person so far to have finished a stage 3. And you're seeing that. Oh, there's a little stumble there, but he's fine. He finishes the course in less than 30 seconds. He finishes with more than a minute left on the clock to put himself top of the leaderboard. What a fantastic performance there. As I predicted from Hollis. Could barely say anything about him. Now we have Kevin Dempsey. Another one of the newer faces here competing as he makes his way carefully through the steps. Taking his time here on the balance obstacles as well. Getting it nicely. Going, looks like, okay, he's taking his time a little bit more as he's going to go for the rings. Can he reach the bar? Yes, he can. Can he get across these rings? He is also swinging slightly in the wrong direction, but he's got much better control than some of the other competitors had. That slow pace at the start, though, has cost him a lot of time. He's down to 30 seconds. As he reaches the cannonballs, but he loses his grip. That is still a solid performance. We're going to have to wait and see if that is going to be good enough to see him qualify for a place in stage 2. He's currently 18th on the leaderboard. As we now move on to Emma Appleton Smith, a 2-time female competitor in Ninja Warrior UK. And by beating the first obstacle there, regretfully, Mila has now been knocked off the leaderboard on the top 5 for the female competitors. She is our first competitor eliminated. Bad luck to Mila. But if you want some sort of encouragement, I can tell you that for those that went to the British Obstacle Sports race qualifiers in Gloucester recently, she finished in 3rd place amongst the female competitors. She made it onto the podium, so it just goes to show, despite the setback she suffered here, still a phenomenal athlete. But I've spent so much time talking about Mila, I'm not talking about Emma. As I say, a 2-time competitor, competed last year in the Race for Glory. I believe qualified for the 2nd round, going out on the spinning bridge, I believe it was. She's making her way across onto the cannonballs. Can she hold it? No, she can't. She falls just as Kevin did on that first cannonball. Bad luck to Emma. Well, but that does put her in 3rd place on the leaderboard. Just qualifying actually ahead of Lindsay by just over a second on that leaderboard, having both failed the same obstacle. So it could come down to time here for them, making it into the top 5. Now we're watching as Jack Andrews, another of the young, rising future stars takes on the course. Another one like Hollis. And it looks like he's trying to match Hollis's performance and see if he can beat him on time. Is he going to do it? He finishes the course in just over 28 seconds. I can't remember Hollis's time. Let's get the leaderboard up. Wow, Hollis beats him by just 0.03 of a second. That is phenomenal stuff. Next up, we have Shador Roman, a man, another Ninja Warrior UK veteran, a long-time competitor who has also competed. I want to say he was in Season 1 of Ninja Warrior UK, but a man who is also hugely involved in the behind-the-scenes stuff for Ninja Sport UK. Showing up to compete today, but he drops out on the cliffhanger jump. An early exit for Shador, but still brilliant stuff, and fair play to him for going for the cliffhanger jump, going for the harder option. That did knock Ash off the leaderboard, unfortunately. He's the first man out on the male side, not making it into the top 25. Next up, we have Billy Dixon. This is actually Billy Vids, the YouTube channel Billy Vids. A well-known content creator for Sasuke content. I believe this is also his first ever NinjaCon. Go check out his channel, actually. He uploaded a very nice vlog that he did, basically showing off his perspective of this comp. So yeah, go check that out. As Billy, well, go check it out after you've watched this run. Billy trying to get the dismount here. Ooh, he almost loses it there. But he recovers nicely. Gives himself a little fist bump as well. 35 seconds left, as he's got 2 obstacles left to go. He's taking his time, prepping himself. He knows this is the last major obstacle standing between him and finishing this course. Time for the big jump. Can Billy do it? Yes, he can! Nice job, Billy! Time now for the warped wall. The klaxon sounds. But Billy finishes the course with 7.5 seconds left on the clock. Brilliant stuff from Billy. His first competition, and he succeeds. Next up, we have Ben Emerson. Another competitor. I don't know too much about this guy. But another guy who is hoping to make it onto that leaderboard. To do that, he's got to knock Luke Allen off the leaderboard, and he has with that performance, making the cliffhanger jump. He's definitely in the top 25. Can he finish the course, though? We're now getting to that point in stage 1, the late point in the competition, where we are going to see people pushing to finish the course and regretfully knock someone else off of the leaderboard in order to qualify into the top 25. And it looks like Ben is on his way to qualifying for the top 25. He finishes with almost 40 seconds left on the clock. And that puts him in 12th place on the leaderboard. And in fact, that will definitely put him into stage 2. Next up, we have David Christie, one of the Scottish competitors. And a guy who I have met quite a few times, competed alongside quite a few times in ninja comps. And he is a man in a hurry, clearly trying to get across at this, well, trying to get through this course quickly. And he's got an interesting technique here, swinging back and forth using the pole. Can he get his feet on the other pole? He did have it, but he's lost it. Can he get his right hand? Yes. Nice job. Nice recovery there from David. As I say, another one of the Scottish contingent. And he was also with me. What? Oh, no! David goes down on the cliffhanger. We're going to have to wait and see if that is good enough to get him into stage 2. It does put him in 20th place on the leaderboard, so it might be just about good enough. Next up, we have Danny Morgan, who with that picture we saw there on the hero card, you'd be confused. You'd mistake him for Superman, to be honest. Another ninja veteran. two-time Ninja Warrior UK competitor, competing in seasons 3 and the Race for Glory last year. And a guy that I know very well, having competed alongside him in a foreign competition abroad in the Netherlands, which was almost 5 years ago. I cannot believe it was almost 5 years ago. I cannot believe time really does fly, guys. Speaking of flying, Danny has flown through this course, finishing with over 53 seconds left on the clock. That's the sign of a solid veteran. Next up, we have Teresa Goddard, another of our female competitors who competed last year in the Race for Glory. And she knows what she has to do to get onto the top 5 leaderboard. She needs to knock out Alex Gregg, which means she needs to either get to the rings or the third obstacle quicker than Alex, or she needs to beat the rings. It looks like she's not going to beat her on time. She's taking her time here on the balance obstacles, but she has made it to the rings. Can she defeat them? She's going for a big reach. It's a pretty good technique. She's got a pretty solid swing, but she almost loses it there. And she get her feet wrapped around the pole. She's stuck. She's put her feet down. And that is not enough for Teresa to make it onto the leaderboard. Alex survives for at least another run. Next up, we have the nice and easy ninja, Martin Bamba. Another ninja veteran who has been competing for several years now. Finally got his breakthrough appearance on the show, competing in the Race for Glory last year. That was the good news. The bad news was he came up against a very experienced competitor that he knows in Robertus, and regretfully went out in the first round. But that's not going to stop a solid competitor like Martin from showing up here today to compete in the championships and hopefully dominate here in the championships. And at least he can say he showed up, which Robertus didn't do. But Martin goes for the big wall. He makes his intentions very clear. He didn't have to go for the big wall. That was his choice. And he defeats the course in style, putting him 10th on the leaderboard. Next up, we have Shyla, another of our female competitors that competed last year in the Race for Glory. And once again, we're going to have to wait and see if Alex can survive. I think Alex is actually the first competitor that is on the bubble for 2 runs. She survived once against after Teresa's run. Can she survive twice with Shyla? Of course, if Shyla can beat the rings here, then Alex is definitely out, no matter what. And it looks like Shyla has defeated the rings. That unfortunately does knock Alex out of the top 5. Can Shyla become only the second competitor so far, or the second female competitor so far, to beat stage 1? Oh no, she can't! She misses the dismount for the pommel horse. She lost her balance. That is unfortunate for Shyla, but it does put her in 3rd place and means she will definitely be in stage 2, because our last female runner on stage 1 is Beth Lodge. This whole run order was actually randomized, and the gods have decided that Beth got to be the last female competitor to go. Beth, a ninja veteran, competed in several seasons of Ninja Warrior UK, and she, of course, did achieve this little thing, not too big of a deal, just this tiny little accomplishment of becoming the first ever female champion on Ninja Warrior UK, making it to the top of the tower in the Race for Glory, and in doing so, she defeated Imi in the grand finals. She'll be hoping to join Imi in stage 2, or, well, join her by beating stage 1. So far, Imi is the only female competitor that's managed to beat the first stage. And Beth get the dismount that Shyla couldn't? Yes, she can, and that does, unfortunately, knock her fellow athlete Lindsay out. So that is a shock. But can Beth finish stage 1 in style? Very nice onto the third bar there. Up the warped wall, and the grand champion Beth defeats the course with almost 16 seconds left on the clock. She doesn't beat Imi's time though, so Imi's managed to get the one up on her there. She will finish top of the leaderboard ahead of Beth, but Beth is through to stage 2 regardless. Next up, we have James Burton, Mr. OCR, Mr. British Obstacle Sports. And I have to give a huge shout out to James here for his contribution to getting this event to take place here at HC Fit. One of several guys, but James being one of them. And it's great to see him competing as well, as he is very wisely using his legs there on the cliffhanger. James! James goes out on the dismount for the pommel horse. He's made a terrible mistake and he knows it. That wry smile on his face. He had it, but he lost it. Now we have our last competitor to go on stage 1. This is Aaron Pullen, our 40-second runner, and it is between him and Kevin to decide who will take the last spot in stage 2. Aaron is the partner of Grand Champion Beth Lodge, who probably gained just as much recognition for competing in the Race for Glory as he did for his very infamous "I love you, Beth" during the grand finals on the final stage tower race. But Aaron is here today to show he is a phenomenal athlete, just like Beth, just like the other competitors that have managed to beat stage 1 so far. And it looks like he is going to do just that as he beats stage 1 in style, and he finishes stage 1 for our competitors on a hugely positive note with one of the best times of the day. And that is a wrap for stage 1. 23 of our 42 competitors managed to beat the first stage, 21 men, 2 women, and we can see who has qualified for the second stage. And we'll see you guys next time for stage 2 and see who will get to stage 3.